on maots keskisian antaga gittain.
Galketsittaan sagauskat kierti pistogan skoolegi.
Ja.
Naaspetkin joiden mukana ne opistoga skoolig. Kuijasan kanen manan kuissa keskola maasan itta kohtaan. Nämä kaatti pistogan keskentin. Kautta jos panna jo mesko sessä mä kraatti sinne kanssa. Hanna voisli sinne kanssa missä niin monan.
He started when he was young. His story starts, and he remembered the missionaries being very interested in him to attend the school, and they wanted him to be in school. And one of those sisters was Sister Marie Maclada, otherwise became known as Anna Wesley. No.
Kumaga kujas pongi chen kamanot na gongi chen gyutna ka tensan ma dawasi se chegem yana ni at tayi spechaban peg video.
And I thought it was going to be a good thing for him to go to school, and they even took his a child allowance check, which was $8 at the time.
Kumaga ma kierti sinagusia skoolig. Kinja toinen saagur tsekata vuostamana nago. Uskat pinang imenen ten kage buku yskisen kisen toinen. Eka kipat siapan megot. Estamagan ma mitja sia ke kata buke konosti kaskita utan ma tsagi juma kaskatin taman. Ekiseba ge mitja sia Kiseba breakfast ay kiseba mitja siya kiseba nekya. Ikamakata po ikon himeno na okisina ko kay kumagan stay pa kumuyan. Ikiyasa magoyan naman ba kumune pa kumuyan ba.
It was a good he thought it was going to be a good experience, but it didn't take long for him to start to fear the environment, and especially when he was in there during meal times, and the food that they were being given wasn't that appetizing, to say the least, and when he threw up and vomited, he was forced to eat that vomit.
Hanma kagi sina ko siya nanta school nemma ko kagi michane paskosta konto bage pa kawasis mona gi pa pitan konto bogo ke kon mama sa posisyon sa tulsi sina ko mo esto mo din tan chuko konto siya e pa pinigi mo siya mi ako na say mina way si tuta ko ya ka paskosta ko tama gimi sa nanta numena po meke gimi sa ba ko
The reason for his bleeding nose, it was corporal punishment can be given to you, usually slaps one side, the other side, and both hands on the cheek, usually like that, and it was one of those things you didn't really deserve the punishment. Just a smile to your friend, or just looking the other way somewhere, not really focusing in front of you. So we're just moving around too much. Those were actions that enough for you to get punishment from the supervisor. And when he did something that he was slapped for, that's when his nose started to bleed, and that fell in his porridge, and he had to consume that porridge.
Mona maka pakupe ya kon mo monesta kia menano ne. Este ya bestagi siga kas ko monoste menona kon. Kami chake kon.
And it was only not even only once. It happened many times. And when he looked at their food, especially lunchtime, it wasn't very good, and they still had to eat that.
Gimuakan onesta na mistatte mikä pite. Gimuakan onesta. Kun tänne mä tääkin ako sitten kovasti se. Ne mä aika sitten mä ako kun ne kovasti kan he Esta mä kieltä mä koja kun menen kun maskausin tuohon takaisin kun ne meissä pimiä. Joka on aina paikka Omushkego Cree.
There was a horse that we ate, he said, and it was an old horse. A laborer pulling everything was there for a long time. And I guess he was getting of age that they had to put it down, or maybe it died naturally. And that was cooked for us, and we ate that. Everybody ate that, and that night everybody had diarrhea and got sick, and so we ate that, made everybody sick, and there was also the cod liver oil that we were given just before we ate, and that also made us sick.
Eko maika maat kaikki se kattakin nää kun siellä ne pauka muko. Euttaa kun se tuuttaa kun se. Eko maika itse ne päivä jäännä ne minä vettä niin formasissaan. Monankin tohtanaan Omushkego kaapatte siivat. Omushkego mattoon ovan toilet. Omushkego koko.
But when I was there was no toilet, and there was only a pail for us to use. And when we went to bed at 8:30, we were not allowed to get out of bed, even if we had to go to the bathroom. We couldn't do that.
Eko maika mesti tamankin se komen mesti tangi mitte komen. Dat was goed goed.
And many times he had to wet his bed, number 1 and number 2, and because of that rule, I guess, was we couldn't get out of bed to relieve ourselves.
Kun tänne mä kaikki just se äsken mujan kiimortegi tossa niinku muku ikesken no vitsi sanoo mä koske niinku kiimortegi tossa ne on Omushkego saa se voi on yan este uttaa maga ne vi passa ko se passa se ja ne pönäke kiimortegi tossa Omushkego ikastettä ne kun jo mehesko just ottaa maga March Igual no me tuonne ihan March ja pesto korcheng.
So it was hard to keep from trying to go to the washroom, especially when you had to go to the washroom. And so he said I got out of bed and I tried to go to the find the pail for myself, and my friend beside me saw me getting out of bed, and somehow the sister found out that I had left my bed because somebody told her, and that's where I got beat up, and I began to feel some injury from getting beat up just for trying to go to the washroom.
Who beat him up?
Ja Mexico.
The sister?
Sister Mali Magrat.
Yeah, Zano.
Ja kun mä kipitse mä mitro pohok pinni sinne pöydän, ja kipitse papakisinaan, slip.
And she took me out of that pail while I was using it, and she was slapping me around, beating me up, pushing me, and I was still doing my business, and I was still relieving myself, but I wasn't on the seat anymore. I was being forced to go to my bed, and you can see drops on the floor where a trail of waste from myself.
Kun mä ginuutten, giuttaa mua eikä sinukossa kapisis my face.
So she beat me up, and she hit me where there wouldn't be any marks observable, and not my face, but on my body.
Monamaan tuotsiestaan mitsi se on oikeasti päivä nuukostiaan ei pehtä hokoja.
And I wasn't able to appear in public the following days because I still had marks on my body.
Monamaan tuossa mua pane mikin sekä mua penaan on vanha 2 hours and a half.
And on the Sunday was coming close, and we could visit for 3 hours, visit our parents for a short time, and I wasn't even allowed to go because of my scars and my bruises.
Pehtä. Ja kun mä oon oikeastaan mutta mistä kun se vaska heikänä kostaan okavan ja mistä kun peisi kostaan okavan piopas vakana okavan se opi kun aina käyttyy ja kun tuo mikä akavan kaikki.
This is the area where we were living when the radar site was being constructed, not far from this spot, and we were living there at that time. My parents, both of my parents were working at the site. And I wasn't allowed to go and visit my parents that coming Sunday. And one of the children from the school informed my parents that I had received a beating at the school. So when my mother heard about what had happened to me, being beat up, she went to get Bishop Leguerrier, or at the time he was a priest, Leguerrier, and they came to my bed, and my face was covered with my blankets to hide myself. And that's when they pulled the sheets off my face and saw my bruises. When they started to speak in French in a loud voice, I didn't know what they were saying. And at one time, the priest asked me who applied the beatings, and all I could say was that sister did the beating. So I was taken out of school by my mother, and the consent of the Father Leguerrier, and I was taken out of school, and the priest said I was to go home for one night. So I arrived home here, and I was very glad to see good food.
The next day, March.
So this time of the year is in March that this is happening, and when he was brought back to school, he wasn't too happy. Now he was afraid, and he wanted to rebel, and didn't want to be there, and he even wanted to run away, and he tried running away. And I had seen other people being educated and I had ambitions to go to school and learn, be educated, but that's when my education stopped, and I had always planned to do better than the way my life had turned out.
Eko maakamusom gibisin tuameka nagamusom simyonin tatopun gikistuin nagnochumeka nama tapanas mga timok maku. Tostiakan sisagay ka nagkiosuri.
And my grandfather, Simeon Metatawabin, he came to see me and said that he would teach me, and he brought me to Pleasure Lake to begin my training.
Emotano, timok.
We were using a dog team and just walking.
Monochueta. Kistakot matun.
It wasn't easy. There's a lot of tears.
Eko maaka desin sita akwatisim gimini ko yakante. Akwatisim gimini ko nande ndeka gisko yanamaya school.
And we started to be angry, and I think our behavior became destructive because it's all we were learning. We were being taught to be angry and to bring pain to others.
Maya mapokanina nama. Eko na mga norchumeka gistan gimano nesta ko na norchumek maseo gimano na. Asa magista ko na matusan te norchumek. Nasa te paikak sagay ka na kwaskay ka na ito ko na nisula causes stomach
And then when he left the school, his training began, and it was even though it was hard, it was good learning. And today he still has a camp at the lake, and they have 5 houses there that they go and visit every opportunity.
Manarsin mga namasagay ka. Payek tronaw. Nipi manarsin. Mr. Cook.
It's a very nice lake. The water is clean and lots of trees, and it's a very healthy place to be.
Nipi sa nesta flowers water na mesa ka na iwan na moss.
There's fish, there's moose, there's leaves. Yeah.
Aski.
Everything is there for a good life.
Paulan man na kayo tiwan. Lagi siya mas kakaw pa motyo ko ni ko mo siya kumagin. Tama lagi siya na ito find the area. The land kayo tiwan.
And it was a land that our grandfathers used, and I'm glad I'm there. It's good to see all the old places that our ancestors used.
Tawag mga dyan mas mali ko mga katsuan. Bueno, bugay ko chik. Neo mga kawasis again.
So Mali and Joanne, my relations, are there, and they have 4 kids with them, so all by themselves. That's where they are. It's a good life.
Naman tutulta ko na nipi. Ipay ka kaniga ko. Matokan na mayaw. Posing ka chikat kaniga ko.
Everything, the environment is clean, and the water is clean. When we eat is clean, and that's the biggest part. I guess it's obviously is giving us a lot of health.
Mini sa mag. Chumachet minsan na nako nagikuto mini siya. Naskimen na blueberries.
There's berries of all kinds, all varieties, and that's what we eat all the time.
Na may sagnesto. All kind of fish na nako.
There's fish and all kinds, all species.
Ano magagi miswe mabo na nako gyud chumatso na kikaw niya chagita banan.
Yeah.
Nakikukumak na ista. Na nako kukumak taskanes na kitaganes ke. Taskanes no ako tunesta na nako mo na bawa.
That's that life contains the constitution of our people, where it outlines relationships with the environment, with each other, and how to live in a good way. Tandema guys kikishko guys ko gisnomasin.
Ako tiyan bagay sita sikian ano mangi tay tanon ti. Sagot iti kisinyo na sultin bitsi ka kiyon ti naman eh.
So after school, after residential school, he spent a lot of time in the bush, and as he's getting old, he feels he's going back on the land again, but during the other times he didn't really give himself that opportunity.
Minamano yung gusto na kung tako kaya ito ito ay tasikian na kasi kopiyag bisum tako sindo yung biyanan ti.
So there
Tinagaw sa nagtawag yan, ebisisyan kumusong mo yun tinik. Nagtawag na kumusong sa miyan. Iwan ako ito sa chichicho.
And I'm being told by the my younger relations that they will be taking me to the bush again, to the camp, and I will be there with them to help them for at least 1 month. And this is in the fall, this coming year. And they will ask me to show them the things which my grandfather gave to me to live on the land and know how to handle things.
Kaya kung nagaysa na ako kasi kung kumananagan tagiyot sopa ko kaya kung namagaw na staya kasi ka master ko na makapakatas kami kaya ba't kaya master ko na kaya niswa natin mistay.
There were many teachings from our elders, our own relations, and teachings that we want to keep and retain, and these are what I want to give my relations.
Asagi kasi kayo tumakwis kasi kung naging nakatama at sa kursa sa mountain pagkatas ka mo tapos kurso niya tapos 40 years. Tanis mo na sa tanong magito ginigan mo basta maganaman. Kung mga kay master ko sa kamakan na magati.
So we are staying in our territory to be in the way of this resource companies, so the extraction that's going on. We want to be there so they can see that we are using the land, that we don't really want to see the land being destroyed, polluted, and all the bad words that go with development. And so we want to keep the old way of living.
Kung naman ito makuskatin tamano ko no sistema ka na ito nistat siya kanya kung nakagiyos sa manchestik kuko magmanakapamuti ka bambitsi kan tintimek kahit siya marapeng manakatuto man kahit ba tumano siya magigito sa no sistema kinuha na piyang tante kayo napastat siya kung rumati pagkatas kami kaya ipinya ito manotro na pagkakikistin tayo kanya kaya kiwaswagit siya kumista ko sa ako na.
All these experiences, the teachings, the way of doing things, these are what I want to help the young people retain, and also I'm also happy to be part of the rafting trip where I can pass these teachings to the young people that are with us on this trip.
May kumagaski ka na kasi yung trope ko kumagaski ka so kimanos na kikiswa.
The mud house was a place where we grew up, and it was warm, it was comfortable, and we were always satisfied to be part of that life.
Like yung tomate ko kumakumusoma. Kung naman ito ka makuskatin ito man iti piko hikatin nagagibit chuta at chuhot siya ko kumusoma kagagi shit magis kaya tanong ka nagagilap tanong kayo.
And this is also the way what they taught us. This is what I want to keep and make sure that these are seen by the young people. The way of life, the stories, the names, the animals in the vegetation is very important. Kagwachikemon Kishwen wache Nashkosha Toine. Egumaga Tanti Kaishimenozo going Kina Tuniki match Hegon Ketestat no Manochemech Gagi Tashanoyan. Egumaga Mesjet Maga no mana Nigmanagosko Maz Jakegana Spijake of Stage. Then I gave the Taban and Nama. Then they switch to him Magakanamanochemech of Tano.
Menonagonete Bagataskamik Payakan, Michimon, Michimaskio, Monsieur Van Stogan, Utamagan, Monago and Stogan, Kinogon in the Noski. Mr. Tayman is to an international Magayapi. Husband Gaistog, Michim, Saritama, asking it was the meeting. The Gormagamic Mokoskago chicken again. Monsieur Gitan on Ubunote in the Magasko CPA, the Sea Haven.
Yeah. It's the food is good, life is good, it's quiet, peaceful, and we have the water, the fish, the food we eat gives us health, and it's a good life. And what stopped us was our chief said no when the government proposed that we all be given the First Nation people the welfare system. They offered us welfare, and the chief said no, that we have plenty of food in the bush. It was forced upon the people anyway. So that's what stopped us from going to the land, because now we were receiving something which we didn't really, I guess, deserve for, but it was still given.
Tapos pagod sugay na ako. Katuta kaya wakana kanti konversi na ako siya.
So if you see movies and you watch pets or livestock or animals that are domesticated, I feel sometimes that's exactly what we look like.
Kasi na tipiyos kaya gito siya. Kasi ni sonde to standard tipiyos. Kasi tumisagit to time and siya. Tumisagit to sonya. So when he went to see the Victor site where the diamonds are being extracted, I saw big pieces of diamonds, and they're taking a lot of riches from land, which was a kitchen table, I guess, for our people. For me, I've been there twice. I've been to the mine site twice, and it's hard to see. It's very painful. It's to see the land being treated like that. It's painful, because we know what's on the land, what's under the land, what's around the land, who is using it, and the young people are the only ones that are accepting that way. And I even went down to the river, not far from the mine site, and I saw the pipe that leads into the middle of the river. It sticks out of the water, and from the water is the liquid, or the water that's not being used anymore. And they told us that it was clean water, but I know from seeing other mine sites and activities that nothing comes out of the mine site that's clean. And Kaya pa ko tuyos ng panon ka kasi niya ka nanis pa man. What about water tagi kasi na magla?
So the mine is being decommissioned right now, and they'll be there for 3 more years. And that's the end of that mine. And they said we will reclaim and clean up the site. But can you really clean water after contamination?
Ante magiging nagagiftat sa akin sa koko magamusong magatobas at lupur na masipi. Amese, so we want to be magando. This is again me na ko ito.
So I always, he says, I always think of the things our ancestors used, the animals and the vegetation, everything that you see around, and that's what I worry about, and also the future. Miigwech.
Sige.
Miigwech.
I feel like white buffalo.